Now then, got a fresh video from Black Belt Barrister dunking on Starmer for, these shenanigans that Starmer's up to at the minute. So if you want to watch this without me talking, the link is in the description. You can watch that at your leisure. If you're staying here, I'm going to presume you want to know what I've got to say in response to this. So don't whinge about me pausing it and talking if you're gone from this point forward. Because I'm getting a bit sick and tired of people whinging about that when the link is in the description and I pretty much mention it at the beginning of every video. So don't be a clown. Click the link and get out of here and watch his video. Otherwise, I'll presume you want to know what I've got to say and we'll get into it.
This is becoming a pattern now, and a very dangerous pattern at that, because yet again, Keir Starmer appears to have said something to Parliament which simply doesn't add up with the underlying...
Yes, he is a liar. And whilst Lee Anderson probably shouldn't have called him a liar using those exact words, he wasn't wrong. Starmer is a liar and he's been caught out.
Evidence. This, once again, in relation to this whole Mandelson affair regarding the evidence given by Sir Oliver to the committee, and Keir Starmer in Parliament said as follows.
Why does he sit so far away from his mic? I know you don't have to have it straight next to your mouth, but the audio is quite quiet. Oops, wrong screen.
No pressure existed whatsoever in relation to this case.
No pressure whatsoever in relation to this case, he says, which is frankly not true.
Yeah, that is a lie. He's been very careful with his wording, is Dan, because you're not meant to call politicians liars, but he's obviously not a politician, he's a solicitor. But yeah, I think he's been careful about his wording, but Starmer is a liar. We all know that.
That is not what Sir Oliver said. And so this time, the concern has been raised by Carl Turner MP by letter addressed to the Speaker of the Commons. Quite politely, I might say, he has written to the Speaker, I'll show you the letter in a moment, asking him to consider referring this matter to the Committee of Privileges.
I will admit, I have no idea what the Committee of Privileges is, and I think this is one of the problems many British people have with British politics. And I've studied politics at college as well. It's in some ways so complex because it's such an old system. That this is why they have all these hidden barriers, so that we struggle to comprehend exactly what is occurring within our own system. That is my opinion, anyway.
Very careful in the wording. He doesn't accuse the Prime Minister of deliberately misleading the House, but says in as many terms that Starmer's description of Sir Oliver's evidence was at best inaccurate and at worst misleading. This is a fairly serious thing for any MP to put in writing to the Speaker of the Commons.
Yes, I like it though. I want Starmer out, and I would like an election. But I'm not 100% sure we're going to get election even if they kick Starmer out. Seems to me they might try and do what the Conservatives did and just replace him with a different leader and keep the government rolling forward. But, there's that much happening in British politics at the minute. I can't 100% say what's going to happen. And even I believe as a Christian who's not a prophet, I shouldn't really be making too many predictions anyway, but I still want to give my sort of take in case you're interested.
And the reason is obvious. So please do subscribe to the channel. We're going to go through this letter and we're going to consider this in some detail. And very, very briefly, I'm going to be doing a giveaway to those who are following me on Instagram.
Okay, I'll let this play out anyway, since I'm reacting to his video. But yeah, go check this out. I like his channel, Dan. I don't agree with everything he always says, but I think he's pretty much on the money.
So follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be putting more content there. I also use the DMs there to chat with people. So I'll be doing a giveaway on there. Jump over there, follow me there. Thank you so much. Let's carry on. So this was Prime Minister's questions literally yesterday at the time of recording, the 22nd of April. And Starmer told the House that Sir Oliver's evidence was absolutely clear and there was, as you just heard, no pressure existed whatsoever in relation to this case. Those are the precise words recorded in Hansard of what Starmer said to Parliament.
Yeah, he's being caught out, isn't he? No matter how much he squirms, Starmer's done for, in my opinion. I think we'll probably be seeing him, I forgot the word. I want to say abdicate, because I made a video recently on the abdication of the throne. I can't remember what the term is with politicians, completely escaping me.
Let's take a look at this letter here. He writes, I write to you to raise a matter of serious concern regarding the conduct of the Prime Minister during Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday, 22nd of April, yesterday at the time of recording, and to request that you consider referring this matter to the Committee of Privileges. During the course of proceedings, the Prime Minister stated to the House that Sir Ollie Robbins, in his evidence to the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, had said that no pressure existed whatsoever in relation.
There's always pressure, man, and this is such a lie. Like, there's always pressure involved in any sort of political. I mean, that's what politics is, essentially. Like, man is a political animal, so politics is the sort of management of force and resources and human labor within these systems. So there's always pressure. Silly point, really, in my
Into the
opinion.
decision to give the green light to the appointment of Lord Peter Mandelson as the British ambassador to the United States. Having carefully reviewed the evidence given by Sir Ollie Robbins to the committee, it is clear that the Prime Minister's characterisation of that evidence is at best inaccurate and at worst misleading to the House.
I mean, he's right there, for sure. I agree with that whole paragraph.
Now, Carl Turner is a Labour MP. He is obviously a Labour dedicated MP, but has been vocal in his criticism of Keir Starmer of late. And I will say what he probably can't, in that my personal view and the personal view of many, many people is that this wasn't just inaccurate and it wasn't just misleading. Many people think that this Prime Minister now has zero integrity left, and many people believe, and a couple of MPs have believed and been thrown out of Parliament for doing so, that he is just flat out lying.
Yep. You can see it in his face, you can see it in his body language, you can see it in the reactions he gives. He's lying through his back teeth, and I don't think, not since Bill Clinton have I seen a politician behave in such a way.
That is what a lot of people genuinely believe right now, because how can you possibly have watched Sir Oliver's evidence to that committee and then conclude that no pressure existed whatsoever? That was not his evidence. That was not Sir Oliver's evidence. This letter goes on. The integrity of ministerial statements is of fundamental importance to the proper functioning of Parliament, and it is essential that any potential breach of this standard is examined thoroughly. Now, just pausing for thought there for a moment.
Yeah, we'll pause that for. I'm concerned that no misleading the House of Constituents, the contempt of Parliament. Given the seriousness of issue, I believe it is appropriate that the matter be referred to the privilege. Yeah, I mean, I honestly can't add anything at this exact moment. We'll see what Dan's got to say.
Keir Starmer is former DPP, Director of Public Prosecutions, head of the CPS, the lead prosecutor.
Yes.
No lead prosecutor or anyone with the experience of being lead prosecutor for the CPS would ever be able to look at one piece of evidence and then say what they've said, which is entirely contradictory to what that evidence said. It doesn't add up unless people might believe they're being dishonest about it.
That's what I think. And as a Christian, I think there will be repercussions for these lies. Like, you don't get to lie and get away with it. I mean, maybe you lie to your wife and you think that she won't find out, and maybe she doesn't, but something else bad will happen in your life. The repercussions for lying will be felt.
That is what some people genuinely believe right now. So hence the integrity of these statements, as Carl put it here, is so fundamental to proper functioning, and it is essential that any breach is examined thoroughly. He says, I am concerned that knowingly misleading the House constitutes a contempt of Parliament. Given the seriousness of this issue, I believe it is appropriate that the matter be referred to the Committee of Privileges for investigation, so that it may determine whether the House has been misled, and if so, whether this amounts to contempt.
Yes, they're being misled, and I would say yes, it leads to contempt. I mean, if I lied in a court of law like Kier is, I would be found in contempt of court for sure. So I don't see why Kier's getting away with it in the House of Commons.
I'd be grateful if you'd give this request your urgent consideration and advise on the appropriate.
If Kier gets away with this, right, there will be things happening in the UK. I don't want to say because I don't want the police at my door, but things will happen. Things will happen.
Course of action. Yours sincerely, Carl Turner, Member of Parliament for Hull East. Now, again, you can think what you wish about this, but you heard what Keir Starmer said here. No pressure whatsoever. But let's take a look at a small snippet of what Sir Oliver actually said to that committee. But first, a little distraction of a far more positive nature. Now, I get a lot of questions in the comments about fitness and lifestyle and my
I'll let this play out. Equipment,
including what these things are. These are gymnastic rings swinging in the background here. And believe it or not, it's coming up on 3 years since I gave up alcohol completely and decided to cut a few things out of my life, including high-calorie items such as sweetened coffees, with syrups and things like that. And instead, I now use a product which is actually one of my sponsors' products, which is actually supposed to be a milkshake, but I use it in my coffee. It is a hazelnut milkshake scoop, which is extremely low calorie, which is also full of vitamins, and it's vegan if that interests you. And I use this in my coffee for the most delicious hazelnut coffee you have ever tasted, but without the high calorie of the sweetened syrups. Holy also do other drinks such as hydration drinks and energy drinks and iced teas, which I have with me routinely as well, because these are really delicious. And if you've never tried Holy before, now's the best time to do so, because they are celebrating 5 years of hitting the market, so they are taking an additional £10 off the starter set deluxe, which gives you a full range of the flavors and a free shaker. And that is on top of the discount that I give you, which is £5 off using the code Barrister5, so that is £15 off the starter set deluxe. Or you can use my code Barrister for 10% off any order and any ongoing order at the checkout. There's a whole range of flavors. I've got to say my favorite has always been, for several years now, the strawberry and kiwi, but there's lots to choose from and something for everybody. So my two favorites would be the strawberry and kiwi and the hazelnut. It's actually a milkshake, so you can make it with water or milk, but I use it in my coffee because it is absolutely delicious. So check it out today. The links are in the description.
I mean, it looks nice, to be fair. I've never tried it, so I can't say yes or no, but, feel free to visit his link and give it a go.
Below. And as I said, the drinks are extremely low calorie. There's lots of vitamins in there. They are a great alternative to alcohol or to any other sweetened high calorie drinks like syrupy coffees. So check them out. You will not regret it. So back to these clips, and you can let me know exactly what you think in the comments below. You can draw your own judgment, but let's put the two side by side. Let's look at what Keir Starmer said to Parliament about, remember, he's claiming that Sir Oliver said there was no pressure in regard to this appointment. Here's precisely what Starmer said here.
No pressure existed whatsoever in relation to this case.
No pressure whatsoever in relation to this case. Generally, not just personally, not just for one person, in relation to this case. No pressure.
It's a lie.
Pressure whatsoever. He was unequivocal. He was absolutely clear. But
I know what we're going to say. Like in a sort of legal scenario, you're not meant to be pressurized in signing a document because it's like under duress. But I don't know. I think philosophically, there's always pressure. Like you're always under duress to do something. Like you go and sign in a contract with an employer. I mean, you don't really want to go sign away and go work there, do you? To be honest, it's under duress that you need to earn money that you're going to sign that contract with that employer. So I don't know. I don't buy this pressure thing at all. I know why legally they talk about it from like a sort of from that point of view, which I mentioned. But yeah, I mean, I don't buy it.
Let's have another look at a snip here. This is from GB News, but it's posted by Lee Harris here with his comments. Here, Lee Harris says, I honestly can't believe we're in a situation where Keir Starmer misled the House again. He said Ollie Robbins said no pressure existed whatsoever, but everyone knows that's another lie. He says, watch for yourself. So let's look at the clip for ourselves. This is what Sir Oliver actually
I mean, I will say I have seen this clip, so I know what he's going to say, but we'll let it play out.
he said. Listen to this.
Throughout January, honestly, my office, the Foreign Secretary's office, were under constant pressure. Constant pressure. Constant pressure.
Yeah, it is. It would have been pressure. I mean, I don't see it as such a negative thing. I just see it as a sort of a red pill reality.
They are clever people. They would have been very aware of the pressure. I also have complete confidence that their recommendations to me and the discussion we had and the decision we made was rigorously independent of that pressure.
Now, whatever your ultimate conclusions from that, it's very clear. There was pressure, and yet Keir Starmer said there was no pressure whatsoever. That is a stark contradiction, whether you think
Yep. And Keir's the one that's lying.
it's dishonest or not is another matter. The only thing that Starmer, in my view, can really rely on here is that a rather narrow aspect of what Sir Oliver said to this Foreign Affairs Committee, in that he said he didn't feel personally under pressure in terms of judgment, and that he had confidence that the recommendation, as you just heard, was independent of the pressure. But that is not the same thing by a long shot as saying no pressure existed in this case whatsoever. It is simply not true. Because in the very same evidence session, Sir Oliver also described constant pressure from number 10 and the Cabinet Office, and you heard the words effing approve it. Seems like pressure to me.
Yeah, because if they didn't approve it, somebody higher up the chain, one of Epstein's bosses, is going to make sure they take out a hit on these individuals. Like they wanted Mandelson in because he was controlled. So anybody that was going to like stop these checks and get in the way of that would have been dealt with, I think, personally.
And there was a sort of dismissive attitude, he said, from Downing Street towards the vetting process. These points widely reported at the time, including by The Guardian, the Financial Times, Independent, etc. So this is really the issue here. Starmer appears to have taken the very narrowest, self-serving fragments of what Sir Ollie has said here in his evidence, turning them into a sweeping claim to Parliament that, quote, no pressure existed whatsoever in relation to this case, which is flat out wrong.
Yeah, and I think I'll leave this video here for a minute now. But I don't see what more we're going to get out of this until Kier either quits or we get more evidence. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I mean, hold on a minute. I'll check what Dan's comments were saying as well. We'll just see. His arrogance is extraordinary. This is seriously wrong because Starmer is literally lying through his back teeth to hide evidence of this. Correct. Problem is Starmer has spent his entire life manipulating statements. Truthfulness for him is an irrelevance. Dictators never leave power willingly, they have to be physically removed. I truly believe that Starmer watched a different interview from the rest of us. Yeah, true. He's the biggest clown in UK political history. Starmer out. Nothing will come of it. Politicians can lie with impunity and nothing happens. They are above the law. This must change, either gracefully or forcibly. I mean, I don't agree. They get away with lying. They're not meant to, though. And politicians do feel the repercussions, I would say, eventually. Not in Britain, anyway. I mean, eventually, over the short to medium term, they maybe seem like they get away with it. But the chickens come home to roost. They will come home to roost. No worry about that. But anyway, I'll leave this one here. The link for this will be in the description if you want to check out what the rest of what Dan was saying. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.